going to take it fresh,
Yeah.
Hi, Abdalim from Platr. Can you introduce yourself for our audience?
Yeah, sure. My name is Aisha. I'm the founder and creative director of Etoile, popularly known as Where Etoile. But it's just Etoile.
Just, just
Just
Etoile.
Etoile. Yes.
So whether you see wear Etoile or Etoile apparel, Etoile, anything you see anywhere is
Etoile is
just
just
Etoile.
Etoile, yes.
Okay, that's nice. So what inspired you to start Etoile? Your
Um,
brand name has a zinc to it. I feel like I've said that a lot, and I
since
just I just have to capitalize on the fact that it has like that zinc. It's
does
very
it?
chic.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So it's something I've always wanted to do, honestly, for as far back as I can remember. I've always been interested in clothing and owning a clothing brand someday. So it wasn't a very hard decision to make when it was time for me to start something. What made me start when I started was the fear of being idle. I've been doing it for 7 years now.
7 years is a long
Yes,
time. 7 years
7 years.
would be 20,
16.
2016.
Yes,
And
I
you're on your
started.
eighth. This is the eighth year.
No, that would be 2017 actually.
This 20,
Oh, this is
24.
supposed
This
to be.
2024. This is a
Yes,
new
you're
year.
right. This is supposed to be our 8th year.
This is interesting.
But we became Instagram official 6 years ago.
Instagram did not validate your business. You did validate your
Yes,
business. So
exactly.
8 years ago.
So yeah, 8 years ago, yes.
That's very impressive. When's your anniversary?
On the 22nd of December.
22nd of December. So Etoile, your baby, is going to be 8 in December.
In December. But we are
That's
counting the number of years we've been on Instagram for.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's interesting.
Mm.
What would you say your challenges have been through the duration of the business?
I think challenge we're in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very unpredictable place. It's unstable. Oh, okay. I think it's through YouTube.
Okay.
Yes, financial advisors on YouTube. There's nothing you cannot learn on YouTube actually. And one of my favorite things to do to get inspiration and get motivated is consuming business related content on the internet, YouTube, podcasts and Instagram and stuff. So that was how I was able to work on that. I've been in business for 7 years now.
That's interesting. That's impressive. I've heard a lot of times about like how the businesses that pass through the third year,
Yeah,
that's when they are starting the business. Then
yeah,
anyone that survives the fifth year, then they can say they have succeeded in
mm,
establishing that
a
business.
business exactly.
And they are not up to like 3% of businesses that get to scale to that point of like 7 years if you compare them to the peers of when they started. So congratulations,
Thank you,
you,
thank
you
you.
are a successful
I
business
am.
owner due to statistics.
Thank you. I would say the number one challenge was that of my staff. I think I had a bad habit of holding on to people whose values did not align with that of the brand. So if it created a toxic work environment because I would complain, like nag and want them to do things the way I wanted them to, and nothing would change. But once I learned to just let go of people whose values did not align with that of the brand without hesitation, I was able to solve that issue. And I would say like I'm currently very happy with the team I have, the team of staff I have. Like I'm very pleased with what I was able to build once I learned to just
Yay
let go
stuff.
of people without hesitation.
Congratulations to all of you. You've made it so proud.
They have.
Yeah, we spoke about
Okay,
staff.
one of the challenges we're also currently facing is that of the whole exchange rate stuff.
Okay.
Obviously, all our fabrics are imported, so it has affected both the quality and quantity of fabrics we're able to get because our suppliers do not want to buy the better quality fabrics because they don't get a lot of profit from selling
Yeah.
them anymore. So it has become such a challenge, honestly, to get like proper fabrics to work with.
That's challenging.
Yeah,
Like every business owner I have spoken to regarding like challenge, their number one challenge is Nigeria. You know, the Nigerian factor. Like,
exactly.
and that's I don't think that's a good thing. That puts us as like a
Nigeria is
very
very
big disadvantage.
Nigeria is very unpredictable. It's very unstable. As of last year, like within last year, we're buying 24 liters of fuel for 6,500 naira. We currently buy at 16,500. So you can imagine the drastic hike in price.
That's over
Exactly.
200%
You could
increase.
wake up and national grid has collapsed. So you have to work on Gen for 3 to 4 days. There's so many things. You could wake up and there's no lights from morning till night and you have to work on Gen. So you can't it makes it very difficult to
For you to
navigate the business world, honestly. Like lack of stability. You need stability to be able to plan these things. And it's one thing we're just lacking in Nigeria. It's not stable at all.
I'm so sorry. I'm not the government, but I apologize on their behalf because like
You're fellow Nigerians.
so like we're all affected in a way or the other, directly or indirectly.
Yeah, we
Everyone's
are.
affected. So
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
feel your pain to an extent. So
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
thank you.
We are done with challenge. Let's cut here and do something else.
To be honest, I've always been interested in owning a business, owning a clothing brand. I think for as long as I can remember, I've always been interested in anything clothing related. But what inspired me to start when I started was the fear of being idle. I didn't want to finish school and go back home and have nothing to do. So that was what made me start. That was what inspired me to start when I started. And obviously, it was the easier choice to pick because I've always been interested in it. So Etoile is a female clothing brand created with the sole purpose of creating pieces that are modest, feminine, and very fashionable. Pieces that make women look and feel like their most confident self.
Mm. Why did you choose that line of um clothing brand, like the modest and fashion? Is there a reason why you choose feminine, modest, and
Modest because that's my line of clothing. Obviously, I'm Muslim and I would love to make pieces for my fellow Muslim sisters. Feminine, I'd like to concentrate more on that because I feel like it's a huge part of our design process. It's something we really consider when making our pieces because I personally feel like there's so much power in femininity and there's so much power in staying in touch with your feminine side as a woman. It gives you a boost of confidence, which is very important. So I think that should be
so
yes.
how
I
many followers did you
converted.
have at the
I think
time?
500 and something followers at the time,
Not even up to 1,000.
not even up to 1,000. When we started posting, I started posting on Instagram, but I wasn't really getting the engagement I wanted. So I moved to Twitter. I completely forgot about Instagram for a while. I was getting more engagement on Twitter. That was when my brand actually
Okay. Okay.
blew up. Like that was when people got to know about the brand. I was getting more market there and everything. So it was after that Twitter ban
Yeah.
that I returned.
2020.
Yes, exactly. That was what forced me to return to
Instagram.
Instagram and work on building it as well. So that was I started making reels and stuff like that, and that was how.
So between 2020
And
and
2020
2024 January,
2024, yes, exactly.
you built from how
Uh,
many?
from about 2,000 and something followers to
2000 to
70 something k. Yes,
70 something K is
yes.
impressive. It's not a small number.
No, it's
So it
not.
means like every day you're actively working on, okay, what
Ex-
am I putting on Instagram today? And you kind of like just hacked Instagram
To
and
be
just,
honest, I don't even feel like I put in that much effort with Instagram. A
okay,
couple of my reels blew up, and that was how I got my followers. Like I
okay,
have reels with 60,000 likes and above. So I think that was how my Instagram
blew
accounts
up,
blew up.
okay.
Yes,
Majorly, they say
I was.
Instagram is engagement anyway, so.
Yes, exactly. So
And
once
that says a lot about Etoile
it's
because like that means you have like stuff that people are really interested in.
really
So
interested in exactly.
okay, so you understood your audience, you
Yeah.
gave them what they want, and
Yes.
they gave you what you needed.
Exactly. expansion plan would be number one, to be able to produce our own fabrics.
Okay.
It will allow us to be able to meet our demand and create a bigger market for the brand. Secondly, I'd love for us to get to a stage where we're stocking up in stores abroad, because I feel like we have a huge market there, especially in Western countries where modest clothing is very limited. They are not provided with a lot of options. So I think Etoile will provide that.
Okay.
Yes.
So you just said it's like so casually, like okay, this is it, this is it. Those are like major goals. Those are like very
It's because I
nice.
think I'm so sure that's the steps we
Yeah,
want to take in the future.
okay. That's very
Those are the
nice.
steps,
They are
rather.
impressive long-term goals,
Yeah.
and I can't wait to see you grow because like I know Platr is going to be glad to be part of like your
Yeah.
growth process. We are going to be happy to see that okay, we have someone in our community that is doing big things because like at
Yes.
the end of the day, the success of anybody is the success of like everybody.
Yeah.
So if you're big, we get to get like other people to also learn from you,
Yes,
grow with
exactly.
you, grow, learn, basically the whole 9 yards of community.
It's very motivating actually to see other brands grow. I think that's one of my favorite things to do, like just consuming content related to the type of business that I do, because I get so motivated and inspired. That is why YouTube, podcasts, Instagram, and stuff like that. I love to see people doing their thing and succeeding. It motivates me so much. The most important things I've learned is number one, the importance of finding your niche and sticking to it. I feel like it's so important to create identity for your brand, create an identity for your brand that sets it apart from other brands. It's so important to like stand on your own. You should be easily identified in the midst of other brands. Secondly, it's so important to not look at what other people are doing. Get inspiration, get motivated by them, but don't try to copy. You lose yourself in the process, and your brand loses its identity in the process. So yes, you're allowed to look at people only to stay motivated because of them, but not because you want to copy what they're doing or you feel like you're not doing enough.
Okay.
Thirdly, I think you have to be very, very okay with not being able to satisfy everyone. You're not going to be able to please everyone, and that's fine. Your business is not going to appeal to everyone, or what you're putting out is not going to appeal to everyone, and that's absolutely okay. You have to be okay with that. Otherwise, you'd just be everywhere. You would want to be everywhere at the same time, which also makes you lose your identity as a brand.
So to people that are like,
So to people that want to start or are already in business, we all experience that sometimes. Just feel like you're not doing enough. Start comparing yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself. Don't be in competition with anyone. Just stand on your own and just stay true to yourself and your timing and everything.
also it is a process. You grow.
Exactly,
You
it's
don't
a
get
process. It's a
you
learning
don't get
process.
to Etoile overnight. It took Etoile 8 years to be Etoile. So you don't just
Exactly.
start a business today. I mean, it could be easier for you because of like Etoile's
Yes,
experiences, but like it is not going to be something that happens
exactly. It's
immediately.
an everlasting like learning experience. I feel like as long as you're in business, you're always learning and evolving. It doesn't stop. See, financial independence. I would say this over and over again. Like nothing beats financial independence. I've tasted what it feels like to be financially independent, and I don't ever want to be in a situation where I'm financially dependent on anyone.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
so
that's it.
that's
That's your sole motivation.
so motivation also because I'm really passionate about what I do. So I
Okay.
think it makes it easier to navigate the tough times and stuff like that.
I have one motto, just one.
Mm.
My motto is make your passion your paycheck. If your passion is your
It's the best
paycheck,
thing,
it is
honestly.
way to go. Like you're doing
Exactly.
something you enjoy
Yes,
and you are making money off of what you enjoy. So that way
exactly.
you can keep going regardless of what you stumble upon. It's like, oh yeah, fine, it's okay. I
Exactly.
enjoy doing this. and then you
Well,
can
don't
always.
get me wrong. Like, as opposed to popular belief that you're always going to love what you're doing if you're passionate about it,
You would oppose the opinion.
I would oppose the opinion because that's not true. Sometimes you get tired of what you're doing, you consider starting something else, or better still, a 9 to 5. I've considered this a couple of times, but you just get out of it.
There's something about when uh, passion becomes chore,
Yes.
it becomes tiring.
Yeah.
But it's better for it to be passion than for it to not be.
Not be
Imagine when you
exactly.
started Etoile, like Etoile was something that you're just doing because you had to do it, not because you had passion for it.
Yeah.
The slightest challenge you're going to get
Yeah.
is going to be so overwhelming for you that you're not going to be able to like, what's it if I'm not enjoying it? But because you have like passion for it, like it gives you certain like enjoyable pleasure. Like,
Yes,
okay, you
it
know what?
does. I've said it several times. If I wasn't passionate about it, I wouldn't still be here because of the challenges that I faced financially, especially. I had to start over a couple of times, so I wouldn't want to start over. I would have gone for the easier option, which would be to get a job like everyone else. But rather, I choose to create jobs for other people. So,
That's beautiful. Like I like that idea. I like the way you said that. I
yeah,
like the whole concept of like entrepreneurship is like instead of being since I don't want to do this 9 to 5,
yeah,
there are people that are really passionate about like 9 to 5. So
yes.
like why not create like opportunities for like these other people that want to do the nine
I
to five?
want to
So
do
you
the
dig
next
it. So
why
you
not?
saying creating job for other people, that just makes it
Yeah, because currently it's
seamless.
bigger than myself, so I can't even afford not to be, very determined, because I know that there are people
More
under me that
dependent.
are looking for that are looking up to me to pay them, that whose whole livelihood depends on me. So it's bigger than me.
I heard someone say something one time. He said, your business is not big if you cannot give your staff a lifestyle.
Yes,
Like if your staff cannot scale, if they can't get like a lifestyle
yes,
outside of like your business,
yes,
then your business is just you.
exactly. It's just you.
So I like the fact that you said this. It actually makes it like very. I'm jealous of not being an employee or not being your employee because like I know that you have them in mind. It's not everybody that you talk to that
Yeah.
has the whole concept of like having their employee
Yes, exactly.
at the
Even
back
though
of their
it puts
mind.
a lot of pressure on you, because all of a sudden it's like having a family, and
You can
you're
provide
the
for them.
sole provider, and it's
Yeah.
it's almost the same thing, honestly.
So you're the father of a talk.
Why can't I be the mother?
You're the mother of it. So I'm
Why
sorry.
would you say
I'm
father?
sorry. I'm very I am very sorry. We're talking networking and collaboration. So generally, partnerships are like one of the hardest things when it comes to businesses. But something that over the years, interacting with like multiple businesses,
Yeah.
Platr has created the opportunity to interact with like multiple businesses. So like interacting with these businesses, I've gotten to learn that um, value chain is very important.
Yeah, it is.
So like no partnerships might sound like very tedious because a lot of business owners, a lot of single entrepreneurs, people that are not LLCs, but like how do they describe sole proprietorship? A lot of sole proprietorship businesses are mostly not open to like partnerships.
Yes.
But like partnerships now, think about your delivery process. Like having one company take care of like your delivery, that's a form of partnership. I'm sure
Yes,
you have
it
something
is.
like that.
Yes,
So
we do.
it might not be on a partnership scale, but you're
Yeah.
going to have something like that.
Yes.
If you have it like as a partnership, that's something that could go a long
A
way
long
for
way.
your
It's
business.
powerful.
And then
Yes.
it is going to reduce your cost, it's going to reduce your,
So
things
many
like that.
things. Yes.
So you can look across your business. What are the services that you constantly require? Instead of paying for those services 100% every time, if you have partnerships with them, they're going to be outsourcing all of your orders. As big as Etoile is,
Yes.
they are going to be willing to work with you.
Yeah.
So, like, I always would preach partnership. So, if in case you don't have any partnership,
Yeah.
we are going to open you up to the ideas of our partnerships
Yeah.
because, like, we have a lot of these businesses also to onboard to
Yeah.
Platr.
Yeah.
So say within you want a trusted
Delivery
delivery or
or shipping company.
shipping company. Those are
That's one of the challenges we're currently facing actually.
okay.
With international orders and stuff like that. The shipping cost is too expensive. Mostly more than mostly costs more than address.
Product. Okay.
So you see that people, not everyone is willing to buy, which is obviously taking money out of our pocket. So if we could solve that issue, that would be really nice.
Okay.
Or at least if we could get a like shipping company that are very reliable that we can use to send bulk orders, that would be nice.
Platr will look into it and get back to you.
Yes, please do. Please
All
do.
right, we will, and we'll definitely get back to you. I feel like one of the major point of like interviewing, sitting down with an interview
Yes.
with you is to identify the problems that you face as an entrepreneur. Since
Yes.
Platr is for entrepreneurs,
Yes.
we are solution oriented.
Mhm.
So getting the problems that you have helps us like, okay, what solutions can we provide in our
Provide
capacity?
for, yeah.
So if you have solutions to your problem, imagine how many other businesses have the problem that you're facing. So if you can solve your problem, we can solve other problems. And then that means you can bring a lot more people into the community and then we can all
Yes,
grow
exactly.
together.
That's nice. It would be really nice if you could be able to solve that
I mean,
problem, because I know a lot of Nigerian businesses are struggling with that. The cheaper shipping companies aren't very reliable. Your packages can get lost. So it's like
okay.
it's a big issue. The platform
Okay.
has a lot of potential. What a business needs is obviously a lot of audience, and I feel like Platr will provide that for businesses. So I definitely recommend
Platr.
Platr.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you too.
So I would want for you to shout out to like 3 businesses you like to see on Platr.
Okay, Woven,
Okay.
ksg.ng,
Okay.
and Little Maiduguri.
Little Medigiri. Can you
Yes.
tell us a little about what they all do?
Okay, Woven is a male clothing brand.
Okay.
KSG is a perfume brand,
Okay.
and Little Maiduguri is an incense brand as well. Within incense, Trarawuta, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it.
100%.
Coming from Maiduguri, obviously. Thus the name Little Maiduguri.
All right. That's good then. We are going to be looking forward to having the businesses on Platr. So we're going to be reaching out to you immediately after this interview. So we can't wait to have you on Platr. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you too. It was nice.